Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. It appears that the great decoupling is real. And not only is it real, but there is more to it than we first thought. Now, if you do a lot of your own SEO or if you do client SEO, knowing why this decoupling is happening, or at least one of the reasons why this is happening is important because your clients will ask you, hey, why are my impressions going down? And most times, or the general answer that we give clients is, well, your impressions are going down because you're losing rankings. But what if your rankings are on point, but your impressions are still going down? Then, oftentimes, the answer we give is a lot of the long tail keywords that were ranking, they're not ranking anymore. So your impressions are going down. Now, that's not taking into account seasonality, but there is another factor that we recently found out was causing impressions to go up. And there was a divide between impressions and clicks. So there were these increased impressions and there were lower clicks. And so I made a video some time back about this, talking about the fact that this could be AI bots. Okay. So AI bots are scraping the SERPs, they're scraping your website, but they're not really buying anything. So you would see this increase in Google Search Console and impressions from all of these AI bots from Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, loads of others. But at the end of the day, you would not see any conversions from that traffic. But as it turns out, there's more to it. Well, let's go into this. So Google is testing disabling what's called the question mark Q is equal to 100. So this is a parameter that you would put in Google search to see all 100 SERPs, okay, so or see all 10 pages of the SERPs. And most human beings will not do that because if I'm searching for the best restaurant near me, I don't want to look at like 100 search results, but bots do it, okay, and most likely this is done by rank tracking bots. So a rank tracker will track your keyword by taking your keyword, plugging it into Google search, putting in this parameter equal question mark 100, and look at where you are in terms of SERP between 1 and 100. Okay. So Google has begun to test removing this ability, and by simply just testing this. So when I took a look at this, there were some times that it worked and there were other times it did not. Most times it was not working. Okay. And that has led to a lowering of the number of bots that are searching Google, which has meant that you now see a decline in impressions. So if your client asks, "Hey, why is there a decline in my impressions?" Well, it's probably because the AI bots are not scraping as much as they used to because Google has disabled the feature, or is testing disabling the feature. Okay, so we don't know for sure whether this feature is disabled by Google because it sometimes works, but we know for sure that this has an impact because since the time Google disabled this, let's take a look at when this was disabled. So since the 12th of September, when Google started testing disabling this feature or not having this feature, we has begun to see a dip in impressions. Interestingly, this is going to be this is if Google decides to disable the feature, this is going to make rank tracking a lot harder and a lot more expensive. So this is a space you might want to watch out for. Okay, so we got a few responses from tool developers. For one, we got a response from SEMrush that put in an update on their site, and they said an update has been published that encourages users to consider the value behind both the top 10 and top 20 results. So this means that there is an inability to scrape the top 100, so they might scrape the top 20. Okay, so in other words, they're saying, does scraping the top 100 have any value for you? And maybe you have more value in scraping the top 20. Yeah. So Tim Solo of Ahrefs said pretty much the same thing on Twitter. I'll try to put a screenshot of his Twitter post for your entertainment. But at the end of the day, this is going to have an impact if Google decides to permanently disable the ability to see the top 100 search results. All right. So at the end of the day, do I think that Google's AI overviews had a negative impact on SERPs? Yes, it did. And yes, it did contribute towards the so-called great decoupling, which is a decoupling between clicks and impressions. But that might not have been the only thing. The increased activity from other bots, like rank tracking bots, may have also contributed a great deal towards that decoupling, but then their argument is that they were rank tracking bots even before AI. Um, so it meant that with AI, they probably became more active or they increased in number. We don't have a surefire answer to that, but at the end of the day, if Google disables this feature and announces it, it's going to be a big deal for rank tracking services. So I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Google blocking this service or this feature. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy ranking.